Hey guys, welcome back. Another interview all lined up today on this very nice Friday. Yes, it is Friday. So, TGIF, it is at 2 p.m. And one thing I'm going to have to do is get ready for this because it's a huge company. Now, this one is going to be great. The range of the offer on this particular post, it's for a security engineer lead. Um, Remote, but 5% you have to go into the office, which is, I thought was like 5%. What is 5%? So obviously a very small amount of time will be spent traveling to the office location, which is about a good hour-ish away from me. So I'm not too concerned about that, but 5%, hey, it is what it is. But for the most part, you're going to be working remote, home, wherever you want to call it. Now, this position I'm very excited for. The offering, like I said, was going to be the range of between 150 to 180, mid 80s. So 180, let's just say 185 or 184.9, whatever it was. Uh, and I'm very excited. And, obviously, I'm going to try to finish up this video and retain all the information that I've gathered. I'm actually going to be meeting the CISO. And an interesting story to this one is I actually know someone that works there, but I didn't realize that this person worked there till I started scrolling through LinkedIn and just going through, oh, let's see who's part of this company. And this name popped up, no profile picture. So I was like, it kind of threw me off for a little bit because this person has already left my old organization where we used to work together. And I was like, I couldn't pronounce the name at first. I didn't make too sense of it. And then I saw like the in the LinkedIn profile, this person worked at the same place I did many years back. And I was like, how come I don't recall this person? Then I reread the name. I was like, oh my God, I know this person. So through another mutual friend, I reached out to this individual and we started talking. And then she was like, hey, yeah, this is great, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. Gave me some great insight to some of the benefits, some of the, how the work environment is. And, from that point on, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you don't burn any bridges, right? You just kind of remember people even as they're departing whatever office that you're a part of, what organization. Just keep in contact with certain individuals, especially if you had a close relationship. And I had a close relationship with this person, but we kind of just lost touch after, they decided to leave the organization. And then eventually I decided to leave and we kind of had our separate ways. But I'm so grateful that, LinkedIn brought us together. You kind of expect it to be like a Facebook thing, but no, it was a LinkedIn. It was very professional. It was a career driven, mutual agreement meet up again. And we had a conversation over the phone yesterday and we were just catching up and we were just catching up on things that, like technology professional wise and just home life. So very crucial, and to remember, like, have that relationship with people that you work with throughout the years, because you never know when that connection may happen again, or it may benefit you, or vice versa, benefit the other person that knows you as well. So it's definitely a good thing to keep, right? So I'm prepping for my soon to come interview. And once I'm done with that, I'll come right back into this video and it'll continue on. And I'll tell you guys some of the questions that were proposed to me. All right. All right, guys. So I had to go and change, get out that tie. It's way too hot today. So I'm going to go over some of the details as to what some of the questions were on this interview. It was a good half an hour. I met with the CISO. So the infrastructure right now does not exist. So they want to build everything from the ground up, even though the company exists for a very long time. Now, they've always been bundled in with another office, and that's how they've been getting all their security tools and the infrastructure, and it's always being run by a certain group of IT guys in that other office. So this new office, or I shouldn't say new office, this office is now becoming its own because it's in different states, but close enough where they can still work together. Because it's in different states, they need to have their own CIO, new infrastructure, new everything. And I asked them if it was going to be a tenant of the original location. They said no, it's going to be from the ground up. So some of the questions that were proposed to me was API. That one stood out the most because I was a little baffled. Like, what are you asking? API? Like, so the question was APIs. Have I ever configured them? Have I ever used it to, connect other vendors to like the SIM? And I gave my examples. Yes, I did. You generate the keys and then, the API keys, and then you connect them to whatever you want to ingest the logs from, right? So in this example I gave, which I've done in my past, ingesting CrowdStrike logs with an API. You configure the API into Splunk, Rapid7, which is the vulnerability scanner, into Splunk, and so on and so forth. I've done it with QRadar, all right? And also, and I almost forgot, I didn't even mention this one, was the Semantic DLP, which is now Broadcom, into Splunk. So yes, I have done that. Asked me about my management capabilities. Have I ever managed individuals? I said, yes, I do that now. And I have done that in the past for different projects. And I think the other question was also like an identity access, right? So I mentioned things like I've implemented two-factor, with Imprivata specifically, and when I was working at an older company at doing healthcare. And I gave a brief history of my past. That's what was asked, like, how did I become, what's my background? So my background, in case you guys don't know, I have been doing networking since day one, meaning since I was a teenager going into college. That has always been my past. And networking became security, so I became a security engineer. Unlike some other people who has transitioned to cybersecurity knowing books, policies, risk management, PMP, or, nothing technical, where you're playing with hardware or anything like that. So I was very direct with my networking capabilities, building out hardware, IPS, IDSs, and implementing them. Not just, having it done for you and you're logging in and administrating it, but the first stages of just configuring the devices with an IP. The interviewer was, asking me about, like, not asking me, but noticed that, oh, I got a bunch of GPUs, and I got this 24 bay super micro here, and I said I have a whole bunch of other stuff off to the side. I have this whole virtual lab, well, not virtual lab, I have this whole virtual environment home lab here, which I constantly practice and play around with tools. So he wanted someone that was really hands-on, and at least that's what I was told from the interviewer, that they want someone to get their hands dirty. I said, yeah, that's more than what I would love to do stuff like that, because in my honest opinion is that you wouldn't know the technology unless you're in the technology, doing the technology, implementing it, configuring it, setting it up, getting it wrong and blowing it away and redo it again. So, but here's the thing, and I'll cut this one short, is that as confident as I have been in many other interviews where I finish the interview and be like, yeah, I got this. This is a no-brainer. But I just couldn't get a feel for this one. I don't know where I stand, even though at the very end of the interview, he asked me, do I have any questions? I said, yeah. So I asked him two questions. One was, is this going to be a tenant, or is this going to be a new built from grounds up? And that's where I explained that before. He said it's going to be fresh, no piggybacking off of any other offices. They're going to have their own CIO, CISO, and all the tools, all right, from the ground up. Awesome. And the second question was, I said to him, like, so did I answer to your expectation? What was it that you well, I didn't say what was it that you liked or didn't like. I was like, did I answer and did I satisfy what you're looking for? And his response, he didn't give me a yes or a no. His response was, I'm very enthusiastic and they would need someone like that. And we kind of left it at that. I didn't ask any more questions. Time was up, and we parted ways. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping I hear something back. But this is where I am right now. This is my third interview in the last. No, actually, this is the second interview in the last week that I've changed my whole new resume, and you can check out that video in my list of videos because I don't have that many right now. But I appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. I grew from like 0 subscribers and didn't expect anyone, and I got like maybe 16 now. I was like, ooh, wow, impressive, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you, and that was my take on today's interview. All right. I did name drop someone that was working there. I forgot to mention that in this story. And he started smiling. He was, oh yeah, I know her, blah blah. Blah. And it got like, there was a joyous moment there. Like, oh, good, because the friend that I knew, she said, name drop me, because he sat next to me when we were doing this and that, in one of the when they got together, and I name dropped, and he was like, oh yeah, of course I remember her, and there you go. So maybe it's important sometimes the right people, or just knowing someone that you can relate to while sitting for another position somewhere. Just saying, guys, I don't know. I will definitely keep you guys up to date and post it on if I hear back. All right. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys again soon. Bye.